What's up everyone, Chris from Duckalope Outdoors. I'm going to be doing a video for you on how to make a kayak battery box. So stay tuned, I'll go ahead and show you all the different components that I got. It's from Amazon, Walmart, Home Depot, and I'll break down the prices for you. So that way you save some money and you get a box that's customized for your actual kayak. So stay tuned. This is the box I'm going to be using. I picked it up from Walmart for about $10. It has a rubber O-ring in it, so it's water resistant. It costs about $10. This is the battery I picked up from Amazon. It's 12 volt, 15 amp hour. So we'll go ahead and get down on here so that way y'all can see the specs. It does fit in a box. It's a pretty tight fit, so it's not going to be bouncing around too much, but I'll show you how to make sure to keep it in one spot. These are the fuse holders. I picked up 2 of them from Amazon. It cost me about $13. These are the SAE power sockets. I made sure to get it with the end on there too. So that way you can cut it and you can, so if you're hooking up lights or some sort of GPS or fish finder, trolling motor, whatever, cut this, you can pretty much splice it or use this on to any device that you're using and then just plug it in there. So it's kind of dual purpose. I also bought this with it. It's the power switch with the cigarette lighter and USB ports with the voltage meter. Both of these together came out to be $33. I also picked up the charger for the battery. It's got the alligator clips on it. You can also use it for the 6 volt and 12 volt. And that cost $12. These are some assorted things I picked up at Home Depot. Extra switches. I'm gonna wire these onto the SAEs so each one has a separate one. There's some heat shrink and also some other connections. Got some zip ties. They were just hanging around the house. Some extra wiring. All the stuff that I picked up at Home Depot, it ran me about $13. After doing the math on everything, it came out to be about $118 altogether. If you compare that to what Bass Pro is selling, the box itself is $100, and that doesn't include the battery. So those are all the pieces that I picked up. Like I said, all the pieces that you pick up is going to be cheaper than actually buying the box straight from Cabela's, Bass Pro, or off Amazon or eBay. So it's better just to make your own, so that way you can customize it to the way you want. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and move into installing everything. I'm going to do step-by-step process, so that way if you're following along and you get the same pieces I do, we can go ahead and build this thing together. Okay, for step 1, I made a template for the actual switch I have. You can split these up and have them individual. That's what some people do. Me, I'm going to keep them all in one because I think it looks clean that way. It'd be easy to install. So I made a template so that way this is the actual what's going to go on the box. So what you do is you go ahead and you place it exactly the way that you want it to look. When you go to install it, it's nice and even on both ends. You're even on both ends, top and bottom. So you can go ahead and make your marks and get to cutting and measure. Make sure that you measure twice. Only have to cut once. You only have to buy 1 box. So don't rush this process. It's probably the most important step. All right, so now we're marked up. We're gonna go ahead and start cutting. So what I'm gonna do is drill some bigger holes on the inside. If you have a Dremel or something like that, of course you'd be able to zip on through this pretty quick. So we're gonna do this by hand. I'm gonna drill some holes, use a blade to go ahead and finish cutting around it. All right, so now we're cut out here. That fits in there nice and snug. Go ahead and drill your 4 holes once you go to install this, but don't install it yet because we wanna make sure that we're done with all the cutting first. So next we're gonna work on the SAE. I was thinking about either putting 1 here and 1 here, or the 2 on the back side, and that's probably where I'm going to go ahead and put them. So that way when it's in a kayak, I feel like it'll be out of the way and it looks a little bit more cleaner. Alright, so this hole is going to be cut. So the SAE holes are now drilled out. Went ahead and cut the ends off of them too. So same thing with these, pre-drill your holes. The thing that I forgot to add in the last clip was make sure that you silicone around all the openings too. That way it keeps it water resistant, watertight. And so this is a toggle for the SAE. I made 2 for the one for the top SAE, and this is the one for the bottom. Make sure that you take off the screw on, so that way when you go to get this down on here, you're not doing it the size of the diameter on this, because then it would be too big. So you want to take it off and make sure that this fits down in here. Both of them are cut out perfectly, so that way it goes down. The same thing, you want to make sure that you silicone around the edges on this too. So now it's time to pre-set everything. Put your main switch down in here. We can mark off the holes. So once you get it set, you know, just take a permanent marker, mark off every hole so that way you can pre-drill them. The same thing with the SAE. You want to do the same thing. So go ahead and place them in there, mark off each hole, and then pull it out, and then go ahead and pre-drill your holes. All of the pieces are installed now. I siliconed around all the edges, including underneath. And don't forget to throw some silicone around where the screws are. So it's always good practice just to throw some silicone around that. 2 switches, same thing. And the SAE connections, same thing on those. So now we're gonna let the silicone cure. Some people let it go for, you know, a day or so. I'll do it until, you know, it's not tacky anymore. And then that's when we'll get started on installing all the cables. Stay tuned. Now for the wiring. Red, that's gonna go to the power on the battery. Black, that's gonna go to the negative. This is already pre-ran for you, so you don't have to worry about any of that, and it comes with the inline fuse already. So you wanna make inline fuses. That's the reason why I bought these 2, for these 2 switches, which can power your SAE cables. These cables are too short to run all the way to the switch. You're gonna need to attach this. It's extra, pretty much making it long enough to connect on. The same thing with the negative. So you need 1 to go to the switch and 1 to go to the battery. So that one's gonna be ran to the battery. And the same thing with the bottom one, or if you put it somewhere else. All right, so all those cables will be connected to the switch. You will take the inline fuse that you made separately here. You will connect these ends to the switch. You got the fuse, and this end will be connected to the battery. You make 2 extra cables. These will be your quick connects battery, which I have mine already charging here. So pretty much what I'll do is I'll snip these a little bit shorter. I'll connect the black up to the other black ones, the red up to the other red ones, and there you have it. Okay, don't mind the mess right now because that's gonna be tidied up with the electrical tape and the zip ties that I showed at the beginning of the video. So just to go back over the wiring, so this is the main red power that goes to the positive end to your battery. This is your negative coming off the switches. The same thing, it's going to the negative side. The actual switches itself, the middle is the one, when it has 3 plugs, the middle is the one that runs to the battery. The bronze one is the one for the negative cable. So that's black, that's ran to the SAE. And then the bottom is the one ran to the red on the SAE. So middle to the battery, the bronze is negative, that's ran to the negative on the SAE and ran to the negative on the battery. So it's all fused up, you just gotta get it tidied down. Let's go ahead and see if this bad boy works. Also, before I close it up, these are some pool noodles. They're gonna be holding the battery in place. Later on, I'm gonna take a double-sided sticky tape and put like a Velcro strap across, or I may just rivet it so that way it's got, you know, enough tension on the box, that way I can really crank down on it, hold the battery in place just in case the box turns sideways on me. All right. So now for the USB, plug this in here. It's not plugged into the phone yet. It's turned on, voltage 13.2. this bad boy in. There we go. And she's charging. So the USB works. I still gotta test out the cigarette lighter, make sure those are working. And then the toggles, of course, I'm gonna use a voltage meter to test to see if they're working, because I don't have anything that hooks up to SAE yet. It's pretty much good to go. The other thing that I suggest is throwing in some Sila-Gel. Keep the moisture down, and of course make sure you tidy up around all the different loose ends with electrical tape. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, please leave a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below if this, if it's a box that you plan on building. You can go back and rewatch it. If you have questions, just leave it in the comments. I'm going to, below the video, all the descriptions of the different items that I bought to include the price, and then be able to compare it to other models, whether if you just want to go buy one or if you want to build one yourself. This was super easy to build. I wouldn't suggest going and buying one. And you can customize these things, and this is just my version of what I think that will work for me. It's simple, it's cheap, and it definitely works. So y'all have a good day, and thanks for watching.